Thank you everyone for coming this evening to Pathways 101. I am your host tonight. My name is Chris Poole. I'm sure most of you have seen me, seen my name, seen my picture, see the face. Right before we started our session, I saw a little meme. It was a naughty word that started with F. My halo just broke. I always say I have the dimples, I have the devil horns holding up my halo. And I have fun. If you don't like to have fun, you know where the door is. We'll be doing an interactive. I'm going to do a live demonstration, no PowerPoint tonight. If you would like to drop your email into the chat, either a private message to me or into the group chat, I will make sure that you get a copy of the recording. I know other people who have already reached out to me. They wanted to attend tonight, but they already had a conflict. So I will get that out to everyone. I will try to get this saved to YouTube. Sometimes it doesn't always work for me. If it does not, I will give you the link access to my Google Drive.
Chris,
Yes.
speaking of recording it, is that going to go on the district website?
That is not my decision to make.
Okay.
I don't have the access to the district website anymore. I am sharing the link. It's open to anyone. So what the district decides to do and put it out there, that's their choice.
Thank you.
All right, so we are going to go through, we've actually going to have a series of 3 different pathways sessions. Tonight, we're going to focus on getting into our base camp. We're going to talk about the Navigator resource as a tool. We are going to talk about how to purchase a path, and I will actually show you purchasing a path. I'll stop the screen share at that point though. How do we actually launch a project? How do you mark a project complete? How do you enter your meeting roles? And then how do you mark a level as complete? As we go through, I have most of your faces will be probably covered up, so I may not see if you raise your hand. So just shout out, interrupt as needed. I'll try and address questions as they come up, or if you have questions, put them into the chat. Everyone set to go? Okay. Let me share my screen with everyone. And let's do the correct screen. Pathways is all focused on Toastmasters.org website. And I'll probably interchange Pathways with Basecamp. Basecamp is where we are going to start our process. I am already logged into my account on the Toastmasters website. Up on the top of our page, when you hover over your name, welcome your name, you get that little drop down option. And let me just make the screen a little bit larger here. And then you have your choice for my home, my profile, and log out. Right. When you click my home, this will bring you to the first page where as you scroll down, you will have a variety of different options. I'll take you through a quick overview what's out here if you have not been here yourself yet. First section right away, my education achievements, boom, Basecamp. This is where you will probably focus a lot of your attention. As you continue scrolling down, you'll see the section for Leadership Central. If you are a current club officer, you will have 3 different boxes: Club Central, Club Officer Roles, Club Officer Tutorials. If you have a district leadership role, you would have a 4th box that says District Central. If you are just a plain old member, which is absolutely a wonderful role to have, you will still see Leadership Central, but you will only have the boxes for the club officer roles and the club officer tutorials. Anytime, here's my plug right now, anytime that you are thinking about volunteering and going for an officer role, whether it is, you have a vacancy this year, you're already planning, thinking ahead for next year, but you want to learn what's involved in that role, come on out here and you have different tutorials and resources, learn about those roles. Continue scrolling down the page, you have another section, and this is information from the organization to you. Different meeting tools to help you in a variety of those functional meeting roles. The leader letter. This is an area where every month the club officers receive an email from TI, and then you can always go back to the archive of the information of what's sent out to the club leaders every month and for the district as well. Distinguished performance reports. I'm going to assume that you have heard the word dashboards. This is where you will find the status of where your club is. How many goals have you completed towards that distinguished club program? And you can always check your status there. Udly, we're not going to talk about that one tonight at all, but it's an AI tool, interactive, to help you get practice speaking, practice not using filler words, thinking on your feet, does a pacing. You can record yourself and it tells you what your pacing speed is. I feel like I'm talking very fast tonight. If you need me to slow down, yell out, Chris, slow down. And then pay your dues. If your club is set up for paying for that self-pay, this is where you can go. Back on the top of our page, if we come in and we just simply click on question.
Yeah. Okay.
When we come in, we just simply click on go to Basecamp. When we do that, and you will notice that some of the pages within Pathways, within Basecamp, they do take a little while to process. Don't get worried or concerned. It is a normal thing to happen. When you come in, up on the top of the page, you have an icon or a link for Learning Dashboard. And this main page where we are right now, this is your Learning Dashboard. But as you start moving into some of the different areas on the page, you can easily get back to this main page by clicking Learning Dashboard. If you are a club officer, you will have a link up here for Basecamp Manager. All of the officers now have the access to Basecamp Manager. We are not going to talk about Basecamp Manager tonight. I believe that's set up that's going to be our Pathways 301 session in about a month. You have a little bell and there's a little red dot, not that you can really see that red dot. This is notifications. If you click on it, it will give you a little drop-down box of information that you may need to know of what's going on. Mostly, these are all details about Basecamp Manager. Then you have your name. Usually, if you have a little picture that you've uploaded, you might see yourself. Otherwise, I just use that little black and white photo. And then you have a drop-down triangle to the right of your name. If you click that drop-down, you have several options. Profile requests, my clubs, Toastmasters Home, sign out. Sign out whenever you are completely all done for Pathways at the end of the night. Click your sign out and it will sign you out of both Pathways and the TI website. If you are done in Pathways and you want to get back out to the Toastmasters page, you would just click on Toastmasters Home and it will take you back to that main My Home page on the Toastmasters. My Clubs, if you click on My Clubs, it is going to show you all the clubs that you belong to. So for me, I belong to both Cream City Communicators and Sheboygan 2121. And you will see scrolling across pictures if the person has uploaded a picture for their profile, otherwise just their name. If you click that view all, you will get the entire list of all of your paid club members who have chosen a path in Pathways. Coming in to this My Clubs area, this will actually give you the opportunity to provide feedback to that person. So I know Anne, she will frequently be an evaluator. So if I give her feedback, click that give feedback button, the club defaults in there, the member is in there, and now I can type in whatever message that I want. I can assign a badge to her. Oh my goodness, Anne, you were courageous. This is the first time you've ever stepped up to give an evaluation. I was so proud of you. The insights that you were providing to the speaker, phenomenal. So you can give specific feedback on a role that they have held, if they've done something unique, something different. If you have members who are holding a functional role for the first time, or maybe they did something very unique and creative, come in, assign them that badge. And oh my goodness, when you were the timer and you created a poem to explain how that role of the timer works, and that poem really tied into that meeting theme. I've never seen something so unique done before. This is your opportunity to give that support, that recognition to a fellow member. Visibility means that you can, whatever badge, whatever comments that you're giving to that person, it can be available for all your club members to see, or just that one person alone can see it. When you're all done, click your post feedback button. If we come back up to, and I'm not going in order of what's on this agenda behind me, I'm just touching on these things because it kind of goes all around this way. Back up under your name in the drop down. If you click profile, this will bring you in, and you can, as you scroll down, a couple of different areas. Introduction, so you have a couple of different, whatever you have decided to add in here. This introduction, your interests, and these social media handles, these are actually all entered into your profile from the Toastmasters page. You have to go into your profile on that Toastmasters page. If you'd like for me to show that to you at the end of our session, remind me, but I'm not going to show you that now. But underneath introductions, interests, social media handles is a section for meeting roles. This is where you can come in and enter and keep track of every single functional meeting role that you have held in a meeting. You are not limited to only entering the information for the clubs that you belong to. So a lot of these are from, about 15, 16 other clubs that I visit. It is very simple. All you have to do, to the right of that meeting roles title, you have that little pencil. Click on the pencil, opens up a pop-up window. Now you can just click your drop down for the role. All of your meeting roles are listed in here. One caveat I want you to be aware of. A lot of clubs will combine the role in a meeting for the counter and grammarian. To get credit though, so if you are doing both counter and grammarian in your meeting, to put in for the role, you can only choose one role. All right, this meeting, I'm counter grammarian. I'm going to put in to get credit for counter. Next meeting, I'm doing the counter grammarian again. Now I'm going to put in the credit for the grammarian. That's your choice of which role that you want to focus on. When you choose, yes?
I had a question that in the beginning, under meeting rules, it says a self-added log, it's just for you. So when you say get credit, what's the credit for?
Okay, so that's going to tie into the Navigator. So by the time that you finish level 3, you are supposed to have held several of the meeting roles, and they should be logged so that Pathways and Toastmasters can track that you've held those meeting roles. So Navigator, it lays out what you have to complete.
Oh, yeah.
I have my little cheat sheet here. And my cheat sheet says that by the end of level 3, you need to be a speech evaluator, the Toastmaster of the meeting, and table topics master. So you should have those 3 roles completed by the end of a level 3 in your path. By
Is
the
there a
end of
time frame on that? Like within the last 3 months or something like that?
nope, no time frame.
Oh, because
And
some
then
of us old folks have done this incessantly.
when you see mine here, I general evaluator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times since July of 24. Grammarian speech evaluator timer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 since June of 2024. So it lets you keep seeing all the different dates that you put in.
Thank you.
So coming in and adding, because I did not add my role from last night because I wanted to show you this. Click your pencil, choose the drop down for your role. So I was the table topics master last night, and then the date that you held the role. When you click the little calendar icon on the far right side, you will actually get a pop-up calendar, and then you can simply click on that date. So last night at Cream City, I was the table topics master. Once I have filled in both the role and the date, click that save button. You get that little green pop-up, the meeting role is added. If you don't want to wait for that bar to scroll down to disappear on its own, you could have clicked that X to close it earlier. Now, when I come down here, Topics Master, that new date is in here. Entering these meeting roles, it is not specific to any club. Any questions on this part? Okay.
Chris, I'm curious, I think what Judy was mentioned, it sounds like there you could literally track your way back 3, 4 years if you were that ambitious, I suppose.
Correct. I want to say maybe September, October, I actually went back through all my notes, got all my dates and the roles that I held, and I entered it in here. Tony,
And
you had a
this
question.
is, I will,
Hang
thank
on,
you.
Yuri. Let me have
Yes.
Tony first and then you.
Chris, can you obtain credit for completion of level without documenting your performance of one of the support roles?
Yes, you can. I don't like when that's done because I'm picky and controlling and I want to follow all the rules. But you can still get that credit to complete it. But it's not following the curriculum. Yuri.
I was going to add that this can be it could be a nice bit to mention when doing a new member orientation because most likely the new members will be, I'm not as good at this, but they'll be more likely to get in a habit earlier, and it's a good way to encourage them to track what roles they hold at the meetings. It's a good way to motivate them. It's a good way to empower them with some of these types of activities they can do. It's definitely a nice. It's a simple, but I think it's a tool that goes a long way. And
Yep.
go ahead, Paul.
All right, Alan.
Can an officer see this, or is this only to the person?
We will discuss that at Pathways 301 as base camp managers. I don't
Good
want to
answer.
get into
Thank you.
that tonight.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions on posting your information on the meeting roles to track it? All right. So now I want to get back to that main Pathways page for me, Basecamp. I'm just going to literally just click on Learning Dashboard on the top of my page, and it brings me back. So right now for me, I am using, or I have in my wheelhouse. I'm in the process of completing dynamic leadership. I'm in the process of completing presentation mastery. You can purchase and have multiple paths going. If you have additional paths, let's say you belong to 2 clubs, just because you have 2 paths and 2 clubs does not mean that, oh, I can only do the speeches for credit for dynamic leadership for Cream City and only presentation mastery. I can only do that at Sheboygan and I can only give credit to Sheboygan. That is false. You can have as many paths as you want. Right now, I believe you could only have 6 because I could not have 2 presentation masteries at the same time versus those of us who remember those old manuals, you could work in the same manual multiple times at the same time. I will frequently, for dynamic leadership, I normally, for a path, will go to about 12 to 13 different clubs to complete a path. So none of those other clubs that I just visit that I'm not a member of, none of them get that credit. So when you complete your level, you can give it to whichever club you decide. So I'm going to maybe give Cream City Dynamic Leadership level 1, and then I'm going to give Presentation Mastery level 2 to Sheboygan, or Dynamic Leadership level 2 to Sheboygan. So you can do that entire mix and match. Once you scroll down from what is active for you, if you've never done this, it will show you everything that you have completed so far. If you click that view all, it will open up. And so I have completed engaging humor, motivational strategies. It will keep showing as you scroll down everything that you have done. If you have completed any additional items, so I've also done that club building initiative curriculum. I've done the club coach program training. I believe the pathways is in here. I got my DTM. So it does show these extra areas, pathways mentor program. So all of those that you have completed, you can come back in and check it out. If you actually click on the icon for, or the name of it, of what you completed, it actually takes you into that path and you can go and look back through the projects. If you were using the speech log, which has only recently been added in since November, you can go back and look at that information as well. But this is one of my completed paths, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and path completion. This is what we are looking to do. One of the changes that has happened, I don't know if you've paid attention this year on that DCP, Distinguished Club Program Goal, that level 4 path completion or DTM. It used to be a level 4, a level 5, or a DTM could get you credit for a goal, one of those DCP goals. This year, they finally corrected it, and it's not just the completion of a level 5. You actually have to finish the reflect on your path to complete and get that path completion. So you still always should have been doing that reflect on your path, but now to get the credit towards the club, you have to do that and get it registered. All right, dashboard. When we come in, and if you have, we're going to go through what I just have up here right now. So if I click on my presentation mastery on that icon, it will process and think and process and think some more. And you just have to sit and, twiddle your thumbs while you wait patiently for it to process. When you're looking at your information, your upper left side, you have your progress completion amount. So 29% of the entire path is completed. If you click on your overview, it will process again. Sorry, this part I have no control to make this faster. The overview gives you that overview of your different levels. So my level 1, it has that green check mark. I have finished those requirements. Level 2, they are showing here because I've started to look at the projects a little bit, but I have not actually completed any of these. Level 3, I have actually completed one of my level 3 electives. One of the nice things with our path, you have to give the icebreaker first when you purchase a new path. Reflect on your path has to be the last project, that last speech. But you can do any of the other projects, levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in any order. For a brand new member, first time going through a path, it is nice to actually go sequential order because you are building on different skills. For those of you who are advanced, start looking ahead. What are the projects that are required for levels 2, 3, 4, and 5? Skip around. If you have a meeting that's coming up, or you've been asked to lead a panel because we want our club members to learn more about becoming a DTM. Chris, will you be a facilitator? Can you do this panel moderation about different people, why they chose to become a DTM? Well, I may only be on my level 1 and 2, but I know under level 5, I have an elective. And one of those electives is moderate a panel discussion. I don't have to wait until I get to level 5. I can do this one right now if I want, because that opportunity has presented itself and it makes sense to do this one right now. If we come back in and you want to look back at things that you have done, level 1, or once you've completed a level, it will condense small, but you can always click on it and expand it out. So I've got all my requirements: icebreaker, speech with purpose, introduction, evaluation, and feedback. I'm just trying to see if I've got something that I can enter in here. If I come back out to my main page, dynamic leadership, in progress. I've started doing presentations from here. And my progress, 0% complete. And this one here was inspire your audience, and I level 3. When you come in and you want to mark anything, I'm actually going to go back to my level 1, and I'm going to show you how you complete a specific project in your level. See, I saved all this so I could show you this. So we want to come into level 1, into our icebreaker. So that's your very first project. That was the first project I did for dynamic leadership. As it starts looking and thinking, you'll see that it will start slowly entering in some of the extra information. Our icebreaker, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. You want to encourage all your members to actually read the project information. This is very important. You can't just look at the title of a project and just think that you already know what's going to be involved in it. Read through the project information. Even if this is your second, third, fourth, 50th time, you're in a different mindset every time you go through this information. You get a quick little refresher, something hits you, this is what I need to focus on this time. So seasoned members still need to reread the information. On your left-hand side, it breaks out all the different tutorial pages in this entire project. As you read and scroll down your page, the first page gives you various resources. You can click on any of them. It will open up as a PDF. You can then decide if you want to print it or save it to your computer. Some of the members in my Sheboygan Club, they do not like computers. Tony, I'll be with you in a moment. If you click that print the project, it will not just start to print, it actually opens up in a PDF that you can save and then you can print. So this icebreaker project, as we start looking through it, is everything on all those pages for that tutorial. And it is, still thinking, it is 21 pages long. So as you scroll down, here's your outline of what's going to be covered in this project. And then you would just come on down, read through all your information. Something new. Oh, Tony, you had a question.
It's getting to exactly what you're focusing on now. You go beyond just reading, you also have to interact and fill out information.
Yes. So on the printed version, you have sections where you can handwrite your notes in if you want. On the actual project information, so as you continue going through each one, you're reading your information. Sometimes you have little exercises, match up the terms with the definition, things like that. Sometimes there are videos in here, but you need to come and go through every page. Next. So one of the newer sections in the pathways here now, those of you who were purchasing and participated in pathways prior to November 2024, when you started a project, you did a pre-assessment and then a post-assessment. Now they've gotten rid of that. Now there is a section called Know, Wonder, and Learn. So you are starting out with this project. You haven't even read all the information yet. What do you already know about your speaking style, what you think you're going to do for this project? So if I know I am going to pass out, if I am in front of an audience, add new item. So what is it that you know about you? Wonder. How can I give a speech without passing out? Whatever is relevant for you. No one else has access to your answers. This is just strictly for you, so you can come back in and read the information and refer back to it. Basecamp managers will be able to see your progress throughout the path, but they cannot see your individual comments. Coming down, what are you supposed to learn by going through this project? And then you're just going to keep going through each page. And I have to do this in order to be able to show you how to get the credit. Some of the projects are going to have videos, and then just goes through, and I'm just going to speed up through all these different areas because you'll be going through your area, going through these on your own. You'll have different pop-outs that you can click on and get some more information on. Communicating with your evaluator, that's a key part of when you give a speech. Talks about what you're going to be receiving in an evaluation, how you can learn more. Go to your evaluation feedback. So there are different links within the project description. Again, click on the little icons, you get more information. So first time going through, it's a little bit unique. It's a different way of trying to learn the information other than just simply reading the entire thing. We're almost done. So then you have more questions. What are some strategies you can use to balance preparation and spontaneity when delivering your speech? So this could be use bullet points instead of a fully scripted speech. Because that way then I can see those bullet points, I see that keyword, and I can talk about it, but I'm not reading everything word for word. So that's a strategy you could use. If you click save, then you will always have that information in there. I don't know what mine are. I don't know. Again, you're the only one who knows and will see these answers. If you decide to skip one, that's just fine as well. So now we're almost done here. So we know what our project purpose is for this. Alan.
For entering in that information, that is only for the 6 supported projects. Is that correct? Or can I do it
each
for
of those
others?
6 paths that you can buy now, yes.
All right, thank you.
Yep. So if you are still working on a path from one of those ones that have been dropped, so if you're working on a path that you had purchased back in 2023, you will still have that pre and post assessment to do. Okay, so now we're getting that recap. What is the purpose of this project? What is the overview? So write and deliver speech about any topic to introduce yourself to the club. And then you've got a checklist of different things that you should be doing to prepare to give your speech. If you want to add something for yourself, you can do that. Practice with another club first. There, that's going on to my checklist. So before I give it to my club, I want to practice with some other people so that I can mess up with them and do a really good job at my club. It takes you through what's going to be in your evaluation and how that scoring rubric is used. And then it has those additional links. And then part 4, they're almost ready to finish this up. We are coming up to, this is now the learned section. So this know and the wonder, it's going to show you what you typed in as your answers when you started this project. But now, what have I learned? I've gone through, I've read all the information, I am getting ready to go, add new item. Club members will support me no matter what. They want me to succeed, even if I do pass out. It's your content, your information here. This one is a new part of the project information. It's interesting. In the prior to November 2024, Pathways did not have a good tracking mechanism for you as an individual other than this project is done. If you are not keeping track on your own, it's very difficult. How do you come back up with what did I do? What was that title? What was that date? So on here, then, you can type in your speech title. So the first time, choose your date. So this was on 8/17, 2025. For the club, it will only list the clubs of which you are a member. This, to me, is an area for improvement in the future. I would love to see other as an option, because I actually gave this speech at Spirited Speakers out in Virginia. So they are not going to be able, I can't look back into my speech log that it was from that club. I, however, have my own tracking sheet that I keep track of my project, my speech title, the club I gave it at, who was my evaluator, and the date that I gave it. If you do have that chosen for one of the clubs you belong to, you will then, under evaluator, get a list of your club members. Who from your club is going to evaluate you? When this is filled in, if you're doing this before you actually give the speech, choose your club, your evaluator, You can choose the evaluation resource form. So all the evaluation forms for every single project throughout all of the different paths is in here. So you can just scroll down, choose your evaluation form. If this is going to be going to a specific club member and you're doing this before you actually give the speech, watch that I don't pass out. If you click save and email, that person is going to receive an email with the evaluation form. It's going to have your extra little note in here. If you only click save log, then you get success on here. And even though I cannot come back in and change it to no club. So yeah, you're limited with some of the revisions on here. Once you've saved it and you click your next, this is where you actually give your speech. And when you are all done, you've given your speech, you've gotten your oral feedback, hopefully you've gotten that written feedback from your evaluator. Now you can come in and choose complete my project. And then confirm. Did you really do all this stuff? Confirm. Now I'm waiting. Congratulations, yay! Your project is complete. Now my progress has moved up to 5% complete. This is how you go through each project step by step. And then you can come on down. You're still here in this level 1. And now I can come down to that next project, writing a speech with purpose. And it will process. That is completing a project, marking it as complete into the system. Questions? Anthony, Tony.
My question is this: many of us started working on a path before the transition in November of 2024. Do we have to go back and resubmit the specific projects according to the new rules?
You would still, however your information was set up in Basecamp, will still be there. Because I actually had this issue with one of my members. He was finally finishing up one of his levels from his very, very first path 7 years ago. That system, so as a Basecamp manager, we had to kind of finagle and go through it because I forgot about that pre and post assessment. So I had to relearn that again. But you'll whatever format you started in, that's what you will finish in.
Okay, that can get confusing because
it can
example,
be, yes.
I've tried to adjust to the new requirements since they went into effect.
So any of the new paths since November, yes. And I can't show you anything old or prior to November because I've already done 6, 7 paths since November. Other questions right now? Okay, let's come back out now. We're on our main learning page. I actually want to go back out to the Toastmasters page. So Toastmasters home. Do 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 do. Come on, you all know that song. Okay. Coming in, whether you are on your page, my home in the Toastmasters website, or if you're actually at the main homepage on Toastmasters. A lot of the places you can get to in several different ways. If you come up on that main blue banner bar and you click on Education Programs, this, as you scroll down, gives you more information. You have your overview, pathways, Speechcraft, youth programs. So from this education programs up on top, you can actually get to your Basecamp from here. access, and it takes you to your Basecamp page. I prefer going in under my home. That's my preference. Other people like coming in this way. As you scroll down this overview page under education programs, you will start seeing what are you going to learn? What are some of the benefits of pathways? I use this information frequently when I am creating my social media posts to promote Toastmasters membership. All the way towards the bottom, we have that more information section. Quick access, go to your Basecamp again. Choose a path. This is where you can actually go in and purchase a path. So click on choose a path. You can select the language preference that you have. I am going to choose English just because I am me and that's what I want. And then you have only one option now. So you can only purchase an online path. Paper paths, not available at all. So you can purchase your path in one of two ways. You can click on the view all path options, and then you can go in and look at all of the different paths, the different projects, explanation of what you are going to learn in each path. You could also choose to take an assessment. The assessment is going to ask you a series of questions. I don't remember how many. Based on your answers, it is going to suggest 3 different paths for you. You then have the option to choose one of those 3 paths, or nope, I don't want any of those. I'm still going to go with the one I really wanted on my own. When Pathways first came out, that was the year I was elected and going into becoming the club growth director. With Pathways, I was thinking, I want something easy. I don't want to have to think. So I chose Presentation Mastery. At that time, if you belonged to more than one club, you got a second path for free. That second path, I did the assessment, and it suggested visionary communication as one of the top 3 recommended paths. I did not want to do it, but I knew I had to because it would challenge me. It would make me think. And it was actually the best one for me going into that district leadership role because it made me process what I was doing in that role different. So take an assessment, encourage brand new members, do the assessment. That's probably going to be the best option for them. If you choose view all path options and then continue, it will open up and give you the options of what your paths could be for you. Normally, it will show you 6 paths. I'm only seeing 4 because I already am in the process of 2 paths. You cannot be in the same path more than once at a time. Scrolling down then, here it's showing me the 2 paths that I have. You cannot purchase this path at this time. It's currently in progress on your Basecamp transcript. So I know I cannot do one of those. If I wanted to learn more about any of these, if I click underneath, learn more about this path, it will give you a little pop-up window, basic description of the path, and then you also have the option to view all projects in this path. Now it's going to take me in. We've got that brief explanation of that specific path. And then we have information on the 5 different levels. All of your level 1 projects for every single path are all going to be the same. Yes, if you purchase a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 19th path, you will repeat level 1 every single time. Just do it. Nike, just do it. Level 2, you'll start to get some of those differences. Knowing your sense of humor is only going to be in engaging humor. Dynamic leadership, I have learning your leadership style. So each path could have some of those different options now as your requirements. Every path in level 2 will have introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. You give a speech about your experience with mentoring in Toastmasters, how you have been mentored. Levels 3, 4, and 5, this is where you start to get into even more specifics on that path. Levels 3, 4, and 5, you have required projects and then elective projects. So for engaging humor level 3, you are required to complete engage your audience with humor. Remember, smile. So how do you engage them with that humor? But then for your electives, choose 2 of the following. When you are actually in your path, you can open up and read the information on every single one of the electives. Just because you open it up and you start to read about it, you are not obligated to finish it. You are obligated to finish 2 of them. If you want, you could come in and finish all of them, but you still only receive the credit for 2 for that path. Level 4, your requirement one here, the power of humor in an impromptu speech. And then you only have 1 elective. When you start getting to some of the level 3 and definitely your level 4 and 5 projects, and that's going to be a lot of our focus for our next pathway session, looking ahead of what you could be doing, because quite a few of those projects in levels 4 and 5, it's not just a 1 or 2 day prep time. Create a podcast. This is a minimum of 1 hour of content that you have to create on a podcast. You can choose to do an entire full hour and that'd be it. You could break it out, but it has to be a minimum of 10 minutes. So it could be 6 10-minute podcast sessions. Once you've completed all of that entire 60 minutes, however you have it broken down to, in your club, when you give the presentation for this project, you're giving, I think it's only a 2 to 3 minute speech to the club members, but then you play a segment of your podcast. So knowing that, hey, I can't just do this in one day. I need time to practice for it. My creative podcast took me about 7 months because, well, technically it took about 2.5 years because I spent about 1.5 years thinking about it. I had the ideas in my head. What do I want to do? I was doing extra research on my own. Ooh, I like this idea for the name of my podcast. Ooh, I'm going to work on some different designs and logos, and I'm going to change it. It took a long time for me to actually get the courage to actually do the podcast itself. Manage projects successfully. This is going to be a longer term project. Public relations strategies, a little bit longer. The Q&A session. Oh, write a compelling blog. You have to write, I think it's a minimum of 6 different blogs and have them posted. And then your level 5, deliver your message with humor, reflect on your path. But now you have high performance leadership. This is going to be a little bit larger project where you have a team of people doing the work and you are their leader. I am your leader. Follow me. Leading in your volunteer organization, 6 months minimum. A lot of different options out here. Be aware of what's going on. So tonight I could technically get credit for prepare to speak professionally. It's a 20-minute speech presentation. I'm going on an hour right now. Because one of the ways that you can do a keynote, you have those workshops, that is speaking professionally. And I've done this for other organizations. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing that at Rotary. This is what we do. If we come back out here then, so we've decided I'm going to actually purchase this path. So I've clicked on it, engaging humor, scroll down, continue. Now we want to confirm. For me, it gives you that little message. If you repurchase this path, it's not going to let you go back into the transcripts from that previous time you completed the path. You can't look back on your information. You only will get to see the current information.
Can you print it?
If you continue then it wants your credit card and you have to enter in for that payment. I'm not going to do this part. I'm just going to go back and not purchase anything here tonight. Questions? Alan.
So if I understand that right, Chris, let's say I did engaging humor in 2022 and I got all that done.
Yes.
I now purchase it now.
Mm-hmm.
When you first showed all the completed paths underneath from previous, that's going to be gone?
No, all the icons will be there for everything that you have completed. That will still be there. But there was a section in here. So let me come back in here. So coming into completed, when you click that completed, the behind the scenes, all the information that you did that first time doing it, this is what's going to disappear.
So it's
But
kind
you
of locked
still-
in stone, but you'll still see history that
You'll see some of that history that
2023
you
you
have
did that.
completed it. Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Paul.
Yeah, Chris, do you know if Toastmasters International is planning on adding any more paths? We're down to 6 now.
They talked about at the international convention that they are going to they're going to add some additional paths, and it's going to be a little bit weird. I'm going to say sometime between now and the end of 2026. They did not give any definite dates. They talked about bringing back the very, very first original Toastmasters manual. So I think it's from 1946 was the very first communications manual. And they're going to release it, everything for the wording as it was in that time. So there will be quizzes, there will be language and information that you will have to adjust on your own to bring it up to today's relevancy. They also talked about bringing and making available several of the advanced manuals. So those of you who were pre-Pathways members, we did that CC, the Competent Communicator Manual. Then we had several advanced manuals, interpretive reading. I think I did that one about 6 times. Variety of advanced manuals. They're going to be releasing those for Pathways. They did not state which advanced manuals, though. Yuri.
Yes, thank you, Chris. To follow up, I think it was on Alan's question. If I'm looking at the completed section you have on the screen, if I wanted to go back, I think I'll pick the one with the triangle one. If I wanted to go back and recall those the wonder, know, learned, from what he mentioned, it sounds like even if I want to buy the motivational strategies one more time before at the same, but I can still go clicking on motivational strategies I already completed and review what I, for example, wondered, know, and learned. That will still be a valuable to me. That's what it sounds like.
Yes, and that I think is reaching into Robin's question also to go back, look through your information. I don't know how well it will print out. I don't know. I think you may have to go into each one and pull out the information on your own. I don't personally copy paste. You may have to do things manually. I keep a running spreadsheet of the things that I have completed. That's just me, my way of doing things. And if you want to get scared, let me show this to you. Pathways Progress Tracking Sheet. So I have several different tabs out here. This tab is every single project between all of those 11 paths that we had. I completed every single one except for ethical leadership, focus on the positive, reaching consensus, understanding conflict resolution. Those are the only 4 that I have not done. Possible topics and titles. I actually keep a running list of different ideas for speeches. Usually I just put in here a little bit of what a potential title would be. Other times it's just a couple of different ideas. This is what I will reach to if, oh my gosh, we don't have a speaker tonight. Chris, will you do an impromptu 7-minute speech for me? This is where I will pull some of those ideas. Once I record and type in here, some of those ideas, my mind just at weird times just starts thinking about it so that, hey, all right, I can actually give a nice speech tonight on the pool shenanigans and or Mercedes-Benz. I've got a relative, they were the Benz. I missed out on the legacy of the Mercedes-Benz. You never know. Different ideas, I have that running list. But when I look at my actual path, this is my motivational strategies. I've got all the level projects, the specific ones, my speech title, where did I give it, my evaluator name, the date that I gave it, and then the club that received that level. For me, keeping track like this, I see everything in one spot. When I come back to have to give that reflect on your path speech, I can look back all of those speech titles, where I gave that speech from. That triggers my memories, and I can use that for developing my reflect on your path speech. I record those different meeting roles as I have gone through each path. So I've got I've got a lot of them in here. I don't have every single one. Here's my completed list. Every single path, every project, the title, the club, and then my date and my evaluator. So I have this. Why did my scroll go away? Every single path that I have done. This is what I do. And this is me. This is not any requirement. So 201 speeches that I have given and received credit for, because I have no idea how many free speeches that I have given over the years, because I don't always get the credit or take the credit for speeches. Paul.
Chris, this is a fantastic spreadsheet. Is this a template that you designed yourself, or did you get it from somebody else?
Kathy Shine had actually created several different resources, and she created one of these when Pathways first came out, because we saw our members struggling. In those old manuals, you had a record sheet on the back of every, or at the end of every manual, that quick glance. What did I do? What do I still have to do? So she created this spreadsheet. I've updated it because for me, I was traveling, and I still travel virtually to so many other clubs. I wanted to keep track of that. And that's why I added in some extra ones. What club did I give this at? Who was my evaluator? And then when I belong to multiple clubs, how do I track and plan which club is going to receive that level? The one, was it 3 years ago? I think I completed 32 education awards in 1 year. As an individual, if I only belong to the 2 clubs, Cream City and Sheboygan, Cream City can get a level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sheboygan can get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, now I've got 5 other completed paths. I can get the credit individually, but no club can. I went and I joined other clubs. Some of them I actually belonged to for a couple of years, so it made sense that they definitely received those. Here's something I do not recommend, but I did this because I wanted to get all the credits for it. I looked at the dashboard, what clubs needed one more member to hit a goal, that they needed several more education levels to hit a goal. I talked to the club officers and I said, I will join your club the beginning of June. So you can get all these credits by the end of July or by the end of June. But come September, I am not going to renew my membership. But you can still get that credit that will help you become a distinguished club this year. So I have done that multiple times. Again, probably don't recommend that, but I had so many that year, it made sense for me. And I think I helped out 4 other clubs that I did not belong to. But I joined and I paid for my membership with them. Yuri.
Yes, Chris, I do see a question in the chat from Robin. Robin is asking, can you print your path or maybe save it to your computer perhaps once finished to reflect back on your notes when doing the path again?
Yep, we talked about that, coming back in here, looking through it and do a copy paste, because I didn't know if there's an easy way to print it or not.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions right now? All right, Anthony, Tony.
Chris, this is a question that's related to Rotary. Toastmasters prepared 8 modules for Rotary that Rotarians can use.
Yep.
Is it possible for Toastmasters to get access to those modules and actually use them and receive some type of credit for them?
That would be a question to reach out to Toastmasters International on. I don't know enough about that alliance and those training modules, so I do not have an answer for you. Reach out to Toastmasters International. Okay, Yuri, you had another question?
I do not at this time. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, all right. So I think the only thing on my list of my list, I still haven't figured out which way to move my hands and arms to show the words behind me. The very first item, the Navigator. And I just did a search on the Navigator. And the Navigator is a guide to help you through pathways and international Toastmasters international information. So coming out here, the Navigator, this one's taking me out to the store where you can purchase lots of wonderful Toastmasters items. And we're going to see if it is a free item if I am logged into my account. And it is taking a moment to process. So now the paper copy of the Navigator, it will cost $5 if you want that. If you come back out here, and you wait, because it's just, so nice and quick. If you Navigator, here's a PDF of the Navigator. So this one here, let it finish processing. So path completion. So this tells you what you all have to complete for each level. And then, I don't know if you saw it here real quick. So path completion. This table shows you what needs to be done each step of the way. So you have your level 1, level 2. So level 2, 2 required projects and introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. Level 3, 1 required project, a minimum of 2 elective projects, and serve as Toastmaster, Topics Master, and Evaluator by the end of level 3. So that's where this comes in. By level 5, 1 project, minimum of the required and the elective. As you are scrolling through this 24-page document, you can go through. It talks about how you log in. beginning your first project, how you can ask for a mentor. So this Navigator is extremely useful for your newer members as they go through talking about the evaluations. This is something that would probably give you some new ideas, can give you some reminders. Oh yeah, I forgot about doing this part of the process. The evaluation forms. Oh yeah, I really should give my written evaluation back to the speaker. So this Navigator item is extremely helpful. And I will pop that link into the chat for everyone so that you can have that for yourself. Go and check it out. Looking through this also reminds me, I think it goes back to Paul's question. I don't know how many of you have heard of the Better Speaker Series, the Club Success Series, the Leadership Excellence Series. These are educational modules that Toastmasters had put out many years ago. It was announced at International Convention that they are finally going to update those modules so that you can give them and get credit in pathways. We have, in my clubs, we use those education modules. We will, when we know that we don't have a speaker and we want to provide some education, I will put some of those together for special workshops, and I will update and I will make the information my own, and then I will get credit for a specific project. So I've still been using that information. But that's something that is going to be coming out. I'm very excited about that. All right, we have about 15 minutes left, and that's all that I was planning to show you tonight. It's a lot for you to take in, I know that. Questions, comments, concerns? Yuri.
Yes, Chris, I believe you mentioned at the beginning that if there is time, you would show us how to find the social media section that you showed in the
Yep.
home. You mentioned you could show us how to view it in the profile, which then makes it visible elsewhere.
Yes, thank you so much for reminding me of that. When you are logged in on Toastmasters.org, if you come up under Welcome Your Name and you actually click on My Profile, this will take you in a moment. It takes a little bit to process. Thank you all for bearing with me. Oh, come on. We can do this here. There we go. When it finally connects, as you scroll down, it starts out, how long have you been a member? So April 2005, 20 years for me. As you keep scrolling down, you've got a lot of different sections for your profile information. If you come under personal details, this is where you will get your content, your address, your phone number, email. This is that introduction, the interests, your social media handles. So if you wanted to enter your information on here, you can come in and edit your information. Where do you do that? So at the bottom of that section, on that lower right, is where you can edit. So it opens up, and maybe I don't want my, this is my phone number, I can put in a different number, whatever it is. If I decide that I'm going to go back to my maiden name, I'm going to change that name, and then I have to give them a reason why I am changing this. And then that introduction. This part can be a little frustrating because you can see as you are scrolling down in that area, I have paragraph breaks in there. The system, when you are looking at it, does not show any paragraph breaks. Everything is jammed together into one great big huge paragraph. Coming down for my social media, you have a limited number of options for it. So that's why under my introduction, I added in my YouTube channel in here because I thought that that's a relevant one for me. Most of the videos that I create and upload are all about Toastmasters. But then you can have your interests, whatever you want, and then They've got the preset social media for X, which is Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And then you can save your contact information. Privacy and consents. This is another area I always encourage newer members to come into. See how now in my introduction, everything's jammed together in one great big paragraph? I had paragraph breaks in there. My interests, each item was on its own line, and now it's all jammed together in there. And I should come in and edit and put in commas to make it sound a little easier, or read a little easier. My privacy and consents. This is where you would want to come in. Do you want to receive email from Toastmasters and other information? Yes or no? Do you want to receive emails about the education program? Yes or no? Do you want emails about club members or speech crafters? Yes or no? Promotions related to my journey? Yes or no? And then I understand that as a potential member, I will receive emails regarding my online account, I get that. Mail, I don't care if they send me physical mail. That's a yes. I do not want to receive phone calls from TI, so that's a no. Third party, this is an interesting one. If you choose no for third party, you cannot actually buy anything from the TI website. You cannot buy a new path. So this third party, you do have to have this marked as a yes. The last one, your name on public reports. When you go to the dashboards, there is a report called daily reports, the education report, the Triple Crown report. When you choose yes for your name on public reports, your name will be showing on those reports. So it's easier to give that recognition. If you choose no, what will show on those reports is just your membership number. And what I'm talking about, for those of you not familiar, when you come in on that dashboard, this is our performance review area. Left-hand side, we have an item called Daily Reports. When you click on Daily Reports, you can choose our district. So we are District 35. What report do you want to look at? For me, I normally look at education achievements. When we choose education achievements, as you scroll down, you got your different column headers. If you click on any of your column headers, it will rearrange the entire content of this report based on that column header. So all of these here showing for member, you just have this gobbledygook number, name unavailable. Every single one of these people in their privacy settings is marked as a no for their name to be shown on these public reports. As you keep coming down, Anthony Cooper, yours is marked that it can be shown. So now I know that he finished his Persuasive Influence Level 1 on July 11th. That's when it was submitted to Basecamp. That is the day that Cooley Region Toastmasters received credit for a Level 1 completion. As you come down, so let's find me. So this year so far, I have a level Engaging Humor 5, 4, 3, Motivational Strategies 5, 4, and Presentation Mastery 1. So sometimes I mix and match each year because I finished, that level 1 and 2 in Motivational Strategies last year, and I'm finishing it up now. So I can mix and match. Click on name. This is actually the club name. So Sheboygan Club. For me, I know that this is this is Kevin Adesso, our president. We just got that finally approved earlier this week. His is a level 5. So that's his completion. But then these are the other members. I come out here before every single club meeting just to double check if there's been any new education awards completed. We use this then for recognition at our meeting. So that's how we can use this. Another report I like to look at, the Triple Crown Awards. So this year, I've already completed 6 education awards. Kathy and Christy have each completed 3. So come our spring conference, when we do the recognition, we get that extra recognition for completing a Triple Crown, which is the completion of 3 individual education awards. Yuri.
Yes, Chris. I think I have 2 questions. One is more to point out that you may see this Export Excel CSV button. If you're curious and kind of want to take a deeper dive by the count of awards and all that, you can click on that and it will open up an Excel spreadsheet. From there on, you can do some filtering and sorting. I did that the other day for the when I was working on my report for the program quality director. But this can be interesting if you want to know how many people complete or which clubs, or it can be fun to get a deeper insight. I think more question related to tonight I have is Chris, maybe you can share a bit about this Pathways Mentor Program. That is not a path, but it's something that may kind of be lost in often in translation. What is that Pathways Mentor Program all about?
Okay, I'll answer that in a moment. Alan, what is your question though?
Just want to verify these reports that you were showing are only available to officers, or is it available to everyone?
Incorrect. These are available to everyone.
All right, thank you.
So this is so when you come out on this dashboard, I will pop that in here. You can access information on every single club around the entire world. All you have to do is come in and drill down to the region and to the district. If you have a club number, I don't want to drill down. I'm just going to come in and click on that name. I've typed in, because I've done EQ leadership before. So I've typed in the club name, click search, and now here is one of Yuri's clubs, EQ leadership. So now as I'm looking through here, they've met their requirement. They've completed and submitted their club success plan. Their membership is at 9 from July 1st, and they are still at 9. And then they have 0 goals completed right now. As we scroll down this report though, so they have 0 education awards submitted, but they have all 7 of their club officers trained in that summer officer training session. Club officer list submitted on time. So after their elections back in May, they went in, submitted their officer list, and they got credit for this year. If they get 8 members to renew by September 30th, this 0 will turn to a 1 because they will have met the on-time dues renewal. And if they get that, then there will be 1 full goal completed. So you can always come in here for looking at your club. This is the club status tab. If you click that club performance tab, now it starts out on the top. What are all the requirements for those distinguished levels? Why you're trying to achieve DCP goals is to get to a distinguished level. And then what are all of those different goals? Coming down now, here's every single club in our district broken out by our division and the area, and then all the clubs in that area. As you look across, so Direct Supply, they have not submitted that club success plan. Menominee Falls has, Love of Laughter has, Pewaukee Speaks has, Milwaukee Talkies has not. This base number, what is their membership number? Whoop, sorry. What was their membership number as of July 1, 2025? Where are they today? So Direct Supply, they're at 24. They've gained 2 new members. Menominee Falls has gained 1 new member, and the other 3, they're at the same status. How many goals have they met so far? Love of Laughter has completed 4 goals out of the 10. And looking across, then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our 10 goals are based on education. They've completed this education item number 4. If we look up to the top, item 4 is 2 level 3s. So 2 different people each had to complete a level 3 award. As we look down here, they actually have had 3 of their club members complete a level 3. They've had 1 person complete a level 4 path completion or DTM. And then this goal number 6 is another member earned a level 4, a path completion, or a DTM. Love of Laughter has not gained any new members. They did have 7 out of those 7 officers trained during the summer. And here we go. They've had at least 7 or at least 8 members already renew. So they have this 1. They met the renewals and they had their officer list. So that's 1 completed goal there. Yuri.
Yes, touching on the education goals, if I understand correctly, the one, I'll call it a wrinkle, is that a member, once he or she completes a level 1 award, that same person or the club, from what I understand, cannot get another level 1 award from the same person. It has to be 4 distinct people who will together sum up to achieving the goal number 1. That's what I think. That's what is it, am I correct?
Correct. So each club can only receive 1 education, 1 type of an education award per member. So that's what I was saying before. Even though I completed 5 complete paths, I can still only give a level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to Cream City. I can give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of another path to Sheboygan. But now I've got this other path completed of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I individually can receive the credit, but neither of my clubs will get benefit from it. And that's where I went and I joined another club so they could receive all of those. I don't recommend that for the lighthearted. I know that we mentioned, I said I was going to talk about the Pathways Mentorship Program. I am not going to do that tonight, but I will add it to our agenda for our next meeting, which is going to be on, let me find it here.
Tonight. It's
It
on
will be on,
October 9th.
it is going to be on October 9th, 7 o'clock to 8:30. And I will add in here Pathways Mentorship Program. Probably also add in the club coaching program. All right, so next session on I'm sorry, Yuri.
I was going to say, please, Chris, thank you for previewing that for us tonight. It is also on a district calendar. I believe the Zoom link is the same, but let me put the link in the chat. It's already on a district calendar. Feel free to look for it anytime you have a moment. And I would love to see all 15 of us that were, at least were initially, in about 2 weeks to take to learn about Pathways 202.
There we go. And tell your friends. They're all welcome to come and join me here. All of your club officers, talk this up. Have the club officers attend on October 23rd. That's where we're going to really focus in on that base camp manager role. So that's going to be all your club officers then. And I will be recording all of these sessions and getting you those links so that you have that access. And I'm going to stop the recording now.